Hello everyone! So the fine people and marsupials over at Bondi Ukuleles in Australia sent me their ukulele starter kit the other day, which includes this little guy, and asked me to make a video with it, to which I responded, yes! So I thought, let's test this bad boy out by trying to record a cover using sounds made entirely by this instrument. And a little bit of processing. Let's rock. So first up was the drums. I recorded a bunch of percussive sounds and then experimented with stacking them on top of each other until I had a basic kick drum and snare drum sound that I was happy with. Then I added some basic compression, EQ, and reverb to make the sounds pop a little bit more. Once they were ready to go, I sampled them and hooked up my keyboard. Next up was the bass, which was a simple matter of recording a bass line and then bringing it down an octave. I also adjusted the EQ a little bit to help bring out the low end. To give the bass a little bit more attack, I created this sort of sub-kick sound by taking one of the percussive hits I'd used for the drums, bumping the gain on a specific low-end frequency, sampling that, and then allowing the computer to change the pitch as I moved up and down the keyboard. Next, I created some sampled uke sounds using the same process as the drums, which was record a few notes, pick out my favorites, and then sample them. I also added a very faint bit crusher to help give the sound a little bit more texture. And everything else was simply me just playing the uke recorded as normal. I did also record a few other random sounds to throw into the mix somewhere. And now that the song's ready to go, all we need is a music video. One sec. That's better. Sorry to interrupt. There's a sound that you're about to hear that sounds a little bit like this. Sounds a lot like a synthesizer, right? But it did actually still come from a uke. Let me quickly show you how. First, I plucked a single note. Then I exported that and imported it back into a synthesizer plugin, which essentially takes one specific point in time in a waveform and extends it indefinitely, giving you a basic tone that sounds like this. I messed around with the shape of the tone until I had something I was happy with. And the last step was just to add a little bit of pitch glide to give it that fun, bouncy effect. Okay, back to the video. Alrighty, so can confirm, this little guy is a lot of fun to play and sounds good for its price range. Additionally, the starter kit also comes with a bunch of really useful accessories. Bondi also has a super awesome charity called the Rhyme and Reason Initiative, which basically uses their profits to help teach ukulele to children in Cambodia who otherwise have no access to music education. So if you're looking for a complete kit to help you get started and also want to help out a really good cause, I definitely recommend checking out Bondi Ukuleles. There's a couple links in the description if you want more information. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you whack that subscribe button. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye.